What's up, y'all? This is King Jewelz here. We are checking in again for another very special episode for the Smart Financial Jewelz podcast. I'm your host, King Jewelz, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Smart Financial Jewelz podcast show that was created to share financial education and budget tips to help singles and married couples break cycles of living paycheck to paycheck and to leave a legacy of financial freedom. And so if you are a single millennial, if you are a married millennial, if you are a single Gen Zer, or even if you are a married Gen Zer or a baby boomer that is either single or married, you are in the right place to be for today's very special episode. You can definitely listen to our podcast for all of our recent episodes for this current season at any location that you listen to your favorite podcast or music streaming artist at, or you could catch us on YouTube that we're going to be releasing our visual episodes for the Smart Financial Jewelz podcast via our Smart Jewelz Network YouTube channel, or you can catch us for our live audience listeners that tune in and ask questions to any financial questions they may have on each episode at the Noon Vibe app. And definitely leave us a 5-star review or a comment and subscribe if you have enjoyed listening to any of our recent episodes this season. And without further ado, this is the Smart Financial Jewelz podcast. So y'all stay tuned. What we have in store for today is we're going to be continuing the financial freedom series that we are discussing the 3 main reasons that you should get life insurance if you are in your 20s or your 30s. And so we're going to be talking to those 20 and 30-year-olds who are millennials, or if you are one of the older Gen Zers out there, we are definitely breaking down the top 3 reasons that you need to have life insurance. And so let's go ahead and get into it. So based off of the research that myself and our team for SFJ were able to do, you want to look into life insurance early in your 20s and especially early in your 30s, mainly before you have any health issues or surgeries, major surgeries that you have to get done, because those are going to increase your premium rates that you will have to pay if you are someone that has health issues, or if you are someone that is very surgery prone in your 20s and 30s. All of these insurance companies are going to look at those needs and also look at your history, your medical history, when it comes to having lower premiums versus higher premiums. And so the 3 main reasons that most people in their 20s and 30s definitely need to consider life insurance is to lock in, again, your premium rates. If you want to have a low rate, you definitely need to hop on life insurance early before those health issues arise. And number 2, you want to be able to have your family or even your beneficiaries cover any of your personal debts. These are debts like student loans or cosign loans that you may have another cosigner on, or even if it's for a certain medical debt, you want to be able to offload your personal debt based off of your life insurance policies. And then number 3, which is the main important reason that we're going to be focusing on today, is if you do have a family, if you are a parent, if you are a caretaker or a caregiver, that you want to be able to provide financial security for your dependents or your partners. So if you have a partner, if you are married, you specifically do not want to leave them high and dry with having to front the bill or having to stress themselves out and being worried or concerned about your bills, your debts. And so that is a high reason why you want to provide financial security, to not stress out your dependents or your loved ones or even your significant other, your spouse or your partner. So as we break down these top 3 reasons, number 1, When you lock in lower premiums, that means that they are going to be more affordable to you. Premiums are largely based on your age and your health, as what we've said earlier, but purchasing early ensures the lowest possible cost. Buying a 30-year term policy at age 25, for example, it ensures you that you are going to pay a lower premium rate until you are at least 55, even if you develop health conditions later on. As long as you lock in that premium term policy at age 25 or in your mid 20s, and you buy at least a 30-year term, then you are going to be locked in until at least 55, even if you develop health issues later on. So that is a benefit to you and also a benefit to your loved ones to lock in those early premium rates. So securing affordable rates, it allows you to have favor with these premiums, and then also you are having early investment protection. We all like getting in when there's a sale, when we're purchasing a product or a service, right? And so these are things that we have to also keep in mind when it comes to our health, when it comes to our life planning, when it comes to our estate planning. We want to factor in life insurance as a part of that for yourself, for your family, or even for your loved ones. And so when you lock it in early, that means that you are having the best investment rate possible for your premiums to be extremely lower than if you are purchasing insurance in your 40s and up. And so as we go to point number 2, protecting your loved ones from debt. This is a liability if you are not thinking about it right now. If you have a card loan debt, if you have student loans, if you have medical debts, if you have something else such as credit cards, you need to be able to provide your loved ones with financial security instead of financial liabilities or even financial debts. And so when you are purchasing life insurance, this is easily going to cover your basic funeral cost. At minimum, the average funeral in 2026, from what I've researched along with our team, is going to be at least 10,000. That's 10 stacks that you or your loved ones who are preparing your burial, unless you are getting cremated, it's going to be on average at least $10,000. Then when it comes to your private student loans or any co-sign loans that you may have had a loved one, a partner, family member, or potentially even a parent that's still living that is co-signed on, this is going to leave them at a liability with those debts. And so if you're wanting to prevent debt from having to be transferred to your parent or your partner, your spouse, significant other, then this is one of the top 2 reasons that you should have, again, term life insurance early in your 20s or your 30s. So for example, if you're paying off a co-signed car and you also have a private student loan that you needed to have a co-signer on, this is going to make sure that it isn't going to be left with the financial responsibility of that co-signer after your death. So you don't want to leave your family in a bind or in a sticky situation because they decided to co-sign with you on a particular loan. You don't want to leave your family in a frenzy or in chaos when you are already deceased or transitioned out of this living world. So keep that in mind. If you want to have debt protection, and also if you are wanting to have liability coverage, then you need to get life insurance. Even if you want to protect your co-signer, I don't believe and we don't teach with our Smart Financial Jewelz services to lean on a co-signer because it's based off of your credit not being at the rate that the company or the service provider needs it to be at, then you might just want to wait to build up your credit until you can take out a personal loan on your own. But if you do have a cosigner, which many people do when it comes to their home, when it comes to their business, when it comes to their credit cards, when it comes to their medical debts, even student loans for sure, and also car loans, then you need to be financially responsible and to provide security for your cosigner in the case of your death or transition. And so that is the number 2 reason that you want to get life insurance in your 20s and 30s, is to protect your loved ones from debt and also to have liability coverage. And then last but not least, so let's go over the top 2 again. Number 1 reason to get life insurance in your 20s and 30s is to lock in lower premium rates, which provides more affordability for you in paying those lower premiums before any health issues later on. Number 2 would be protecting your loved ones from debt and also to provide a liability coverage for your loved ones, partners, or dependents. And then number 3, you want to ensure future financial security, which is a way that your loved ones, your dependents, your significant other or spouse can have your income that you were generating or bringing in replaced. And so this provides a tax-free payout upon death. Of course, they will need to provide, whoever your dependent or beneficiary is, or your spouse would need to provide a death certificate and documentations to show that you are deceased. But this life insurance term policy is considered as a free payout or a death benefit to your beneficiaries. So your children or your spouse or loved one or family will be protected from your loss of income. And this will also enable milestones like paying off a mortgage for a home, or even potentially paying off any credit card debts, or even car loan debts, or any other debts that they may be on the hook for, so that your income is still going to provide a blessing to them versus a curse or a liability to them. And so when you are having those benefits to be paid to your beneficiaries, you are providing, again, security. You are providing, again, peace of mind. You are providing your income that is not able to be received anymore because you are no longer here, to your loved one, so they don't have to struggle, you all. And so, for example, if you are a young couple that is a Gen Zer or even an early millennial, and you are having one partner that has significantly higher income, maybe they're in the 6 or 7 figure range with their job or with their business that they own. So using a policy as a buffer, it ensures the surviving partner that is more than likely getting paid a lower salary, that they can pay their bills, aka their mortgage and living expenses specifically. And so that is protection, you all. That is thinking ahead, and that is proper estate planning. So income replacement and financial security, dependency protection, these are all words that we need to get familiar with as Gen Zers and millennials, and even those baby boomers out there who may be listening. We want to provide protection. We want to provide security, and also we want to provide income replacement to our loved ones and dependents. And so additional benefits, we already talked about the top 3 reasons, which are locking in lower premium rates, which is number 1. Number 2 is protecting loved ones from debt and having liability coverage. Number 3 is ensuring future financial security as an income replacement. But there are some other bonus benefits to having life insurance in your 20s and 30s. So you will literally have younger people get ease of qualification. So you're more likely to be in good health if you are physically fit, if you are not having to take a whole ton of medications, popping pills, or again, being in and out of the hospital in your youth, which is typically in your teens and early 20s and even early 30s, you're going to have ease to qualify for the best term policy. Also, for those who are interested in getting whole life insurance, I don't recommend that, and our team does not recommend that, but a lot of people do get whole insurance, which is ways that you can build cash value. So having permanent policies can act as a financial asset to you. So if you're someone that is more pro whole insurance, you're able to have those policies locked in to build up cash value as a financial asset. And then last but not least, replacing the company's coverage ensures that you have coverage regardless if your job changes. And so if you are fired from your company, because this is the day and age that we're in, you will not more than likely be with your same company for 20, 30 plus years, like a lot of our grandparents and even some of our parents who are retirees now. Those days are basically long and gone, especially with the job market shifting, with AI coming in and also automation. So if you are replaced by another individual in your company, or if they are downsizing your position or even your department, then you are ensured that your coverage is still covered at the same premium, regardless of the job market changes and the shifts in the economy. And so who doesn't want to have that locked in premium rate if you are getting a discount based off of your employer paying some towards your life insurance policy, but you can still take that same policy, that term policy, and go on about your business to your next company. Or if you're an entrepreneur, you can still have that same premium rate to pay into in your 20s and 30s, you all. And so who does not want that benefit? I know I do. I know that's something that myself and even my family members who are in their 20s and 30s are also looking heavily into this season right now. And so these are the things that we need to be discussing and talking about in our family circles, at our family dinners, especially when it comes to our elders who are in their 40s and up, is, do you have life insurance? Better yet, do you even care about your family, your dependents, or your spouse or partner by having life insurance that they can survive and thrive even in your absence? So those are the type of questions that we want to talk about with this financial freedom series this season for the Smart Financial Jewels podcast. And then as an added bonus, we always want to drop some jewels of different insurance companies that you can go and research for yourself. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not someone who is an insurance agent, but these are things that you can look up with these companies on your own to see what your personal situation, if these companies offer the best benefit in term life options for you with flexible and permanent coverages. So the top 3 insurance companies for young adults who are in their 20s and 30s for this year, 2026, come from number 1, a company called Guardian Life. This is best for affordable term life overall. Again, we're hitting you on the head and continuing to be repetitious with saying term over whole life, because overall you're going to spend much less in your premiums. And also, too, you will have more upside, because if you are someone that is in good health going into your 40s and 50s, then term life will save you thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars long term over throughout the course of your policy. So Guardian Life is a company that is often top rated for young adults due to its competitive pricing and strong, consistent performance in both term and even whole life products. Number 2, the top company for 20 and 30-year-olds is Mass Mutual. Mass Mutual is best if you are someone that is looking to do a whole life cash value growth policy. This offers excellent whole life insurance options with high cash value growth rates, which is ideal for those looking to build financial value over the long term. So if you are someone that is wanting to roll the dice a lot more with having cash value on your whole life policy, then Mass Mutual would be a good option to check out. And then number 3 is Pacific Life. Pacific Life is best for flexible coverage. They are known for high financial strength. They're rated as an A+ because of that, and they have flexible policy options that allow you to adjust for your personal financial situation as a young adult or as a young professional or entrepreneur based off of your individual situation changing. So term life insurance is generally, as you've heard, the most affordable option for young adults, often costing less than a streaming service subscription per month. And so those of us who are Netflix subscribers, Amazon Prime, Disney, Hulu, any of the service providers for streaming, you can literally cut a subscription and convert that into a term life insurance policy literally today if you are in your 20s or 30s right now for the same price you would be paying for a subscription each month. Then the reason why we're stressing this in your 20s and 30s is because, as you've heard a number of times today, you lock in the lower premium rates as costs increase with your age and potential health risk. And then for term life, we would recommend looking at coverage for 10 to 30 years. This is to cover any big payments on your mortgage that is still left over in the case of your absence, and also while your kids are still young and they are not able to provide for themselves as they would if they were adults. So on the opposite end, whole life is more expensive, but it does offer lifetime coverage and it builds cash value. So a lot of people do like to build the cash value over time, but we're going to talk about some other ways to supplement the cash value option by still getting term life insurance at one of our future episodes, by showing you some financial strategies that our team and also our smart financial jewels are able to access by being a part of our membership and also being a part of our Smart Jewels community. So protective life insurance. This is excellent for low-cost term insurance. This is Protective Life, which is another company that we're mentioning just for bonus. These are not the top 3, but Protective Life Insurance is also excellent for low-cost term insurance. Banner Life is recommended for affordable long-term options. Ladder is good for instant, flexible, and online applications. And last but not least, USAA is highly recommended, and more than likely it's going to be pushed excessively if you are a military service member. For you or your family, more than likely you've heard of USAA. And then just for a final bonus, for Ethos is another company that you more than likely will see a lot of commercials for content creators and even people who are financial analysts or financial creators that are talking about Ethos. This is best for those who are young adults too, because it has a low cost term life insurance, but it also includes longer term lengths. So you could also look into Ethos to check that company out to see if it is affordable for your personal financial needs. And so that's all we wanted to discuss today, you all. This wasn't a long episode, but we for sure wanted to make sure that we hit you with the top 3 reasons of why you need to get life insurance right now, ASAP, if you are still in your 20s, if you are out of college, out of high school, or if you're someone that is going into your professional career in your 30s right now, and you are in great health, sound mind, sound body, get life insurance ASAP. Outside of your company, you could easily still access these policies and also lock in these premium rates, so that whatever your situation is, you will still have not just your family, but even your children, and sometimes even your children's children covered with that income that they are missing. Not just your presence, not just your loving self, but even your income, your finances that you provide for your household, so that they are covered and protected. So that's what it's all about, you all, covering your family, covering your household, covering your children, covering your loved ones in your absence, because there's nothing that you can do after you transition, but there is plenty of things that you can do right now to set your family up for the right estate planning and also for future financial success. But you have to do your research and have to make a decision. And so we're going to provide some of these links in the show notes of ways that you can tap in with some of these companies, and also some of our financial freedom services that we provide and coaching that we provide for our Smart Financial Jewels listeners. And so stay locked in with us for the rest of this season for this financial freedom series that we are doing for season 2 of the Smart Financial Jewels podcast. And make sure you go back and listen to all of our episodes that we've done thus far, because we are dropping a ton of jewels this season for those who are interested. We are going to be showing you the blueprint to make sure that you and your family is secure for financial freedom and financial success. And today's episode, you all, has been brought to you by and powered by StreamYard. You can use the exclusive link below to get $10 off and to receive a discounted pricing on packages today. We use StreamYard for all of our streaming needs for our platform, for the Smart Financial Jewels podcast and the Smart Jewels Network. So shout out to StreamYard. We love StreamYard. We recommend you look into their services, very stable streaming services and customization needs for any content creator, podcaster, or entrepreneur. And so go and check out StreamYard by clicking the link that we have below in the show notes, and definitely tap into StreamYard, you all. And so that's all we got for you today. It's been a pleasure rocking with you all. Shine, continue to shine like the diamond jewels that y'all have been created to be. Make sure your family is taken care of. Make sure you are taking your finances serious, and stay connected with us by going to smartjewelzenterprises.org. That's www.smart, S-M-A-R-T, Jewelz, J-E-W-E-L-Z, enterprises.org to stay locked in with us. Or you can even follow up with me on LinkedIn or on any of the YouTube channels that we have under King, K-I-N-G, Jewelz, J-E-W-E-L-Z, Speaks. So you can follow me at King Jewelz Speaks on LinkedIn or also on YouTube, and ask any questions that you may have for any of your financial needs, and myself or one of our financial representatives will reach back out to you, and we may even answer some of your questions on a future episode for SFJ. And so have a great week, you all. Shine bright like the diamond jewel you were created to be, and make sure you are getting your finances in order. And we'll see you at the next episode, y'all. Peace. What's up, y'all? I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to like and subscribe to see our next episodes this season that we have coming. Leave us a voice message. We will be having a segment called Ask Jewelz or Ask Financial Jewels. If any of your personal financial questions that we can answer on our next episodes this season, And so feel free to answer our poll question or to leave a voice message for those who are listening on Spotify. And also check out many of our Smart Financial Jewelz resources to help you become debt free so that you can travel the world and create global impact with us and also with the purpose that you've been given. We'll see you all next episode. Have a great week. Peace. Calling all content creators and entrepreneurs. If you are looking for a network of content creators, entrepreneurs that love to travel, and you are needing assistance in launching a quality live stream show or virtual podcast or standalone podcast, or if you're just wanting to brush up on some content creator essentials, tools, and resources in order for you to receive, you must join the Smart Jewelz Network. You can go to www.smartjewelzenterprises.org and click the link to join our Smart Jewelz Network community in order to travel and see the world while also creating your top quality content.